Yo, and what is going on YouTube, and welcome back for another Oathbreaker Deck Tech. Now guys, if you are interested in the Oathbreaker format, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. But guys, let's go ahead and jump right on into the video. Now, first off, my Oathbreaker of choice here is Narset Transcendent, paired with her signature spell of Ponder. Now, Narset enters the battlefield for 2 white-blue with 6 loyalty and the following abilities. Her +1 gives us the ability to look at the top card of our library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, we can reveal it and add it to our hand. Her -2 gives out our next instant or sorcery rebound. And her -9 ultimate gives us an emblem where our opponents cannot cast non-creature spells. And that's absolutely awesome just because it locks out their signature spell. Her signature spell of Ponder, for a single blue, just allows us to look at the top 3 cards of our library and put them back in any order, and draw a card. Now guys, if we don't like what we find on the top of our deck here, it is important to shuffle the library before the draw, just so that way we can dig to try to find some answers. Now, the first card in this deck we are going to talk about is Land Tax. This deck has a relatively high mana cost, so we are going to be wanting to dig for our basic lands every turn, and just start thinning out our deck. Not only just finding our lands, so we're not missing any land drops, but thinning out our deck so we can find the answers so we can win the game. Now, we're also running a fairly large suite of Planeswalkers, and as early as possible, we want to land Inexorable Tide. So whenever we cast a spell, we get to proliferate. Now, this gets pretty fast once it's online with the counterspell suite and the cantrips. We can really get our Planeswalkers into ultimate mode relatively quickly. Now, to talk about the Planeswalkers that we're running, we are running quite a large suite of them. I won't go through all of their abilities. I'm going to guess most of you guys will know who we have here. Venser the Sojourner, Tamio the Moonsays, Party Jace, Elspeth Sun's Champion, and Gideon, ally of Zendikar. They're just all absolutely wonderful for different reasons. You can 100% flex on the spot. I've run Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, in here just to try to get his ultimate ability. I suppose there's some of the new Planeswalkers as well that I should try to get into the deck. Now, another card I really like, and I know I've talked about this in other videos, is Sensei's Divining Top. Just to get down the top and to be able to look at the top 3 cards of your library on another player's end step and put them back in the order before your draw is just so valuable. That way we know what we're getting. We can get the answers we're looking for based on the state of play. It's just a really valuable card for where we're at here. Now, we've talked a lot about big mana spells, but we have a lot of early game threats that we wouldn't mind landing. Creatures like Serra Avenger, Resplendent Angel, Illusory Angel, and Wall of Denial. All of these creatures are going to come down. They're going to create a board presence. Not only do they have flying, so players are really going to be concerned about them, but they're also just beaters. They're really good in the air attackers. They're going to protect our Planeswalkers. They're going to protect our life total. They have additional added value as well. Now, once we start moving to attack, we're also running the Sublime Archangel. Since these angels already have some evasion as is, if you bring the Sublime Archangel down and she gives all the rest of your creatures exalted, just swinging in with one creature can be an absolute game ender. Now, we are also running a few other angels, the Restoration Angel and Gisela. They're just absolute beaters. Gisela has lifelink that's always added value. I've tried running Bruna the Fading Light to try to get them to meld together. It has never panned out for me, so I did pull her out of this deck. It's maybe something worth considering. But we're also running a couple kind of game enders. Lyra Dawnbringer from Dominaria, flying first strike, lifelink. She gives all of our other creatures +1/+1 and lifelink. It's just absolutely insane. The final creature in this deck is one of my favorite creatures of all time, and that is OG foil Achroma Angel of Wrath. Flying first strike, trample, haste, pro black, pro red, and vigilance. Guys, a 6/6 just beater. She just ends the game, and I absolutely love getting to cast her whenever I do. Now, we've gone through the planeswalkers and the creatures. How on earth are we going to control the game? Now, this is kind of a control mid-range deck. We do have a fairly large sort of counter spells like Mana Drain, Counterspell, Negate. This really allows us to kind of lock down our opponents, make sure we're only letting them play the spells that we want them to play, to kind of control the board state while we set up our angels to kind of take over. The next is Brainstorm and Preordain. This is just for looking through our deck, finding what we need to find, and drawing cards. We do have some creature removal with Path to Exile and Condemn. We also have some universal sweepers, just if we're not able to kind of get any creatures down early and have a board presence. Cyclonic Rift, Supreme Verdict, and Wrath of God all have a lot of utility against small aggro decks like elves or goblins. Enlightened Tutor and Mystical Tutor, these are just great for either finding the Inexorable Tide or the Divining Top. Mystical Tutor for finding, usually I'm using it to find a Wrath spell, but it's absolutely great to have in the deck. But we're also running Ghostly Prison and Propaganda just for the taxation to help protect our life total. Now, one note, these do not protect your planeswalkers. If you were thinking about doing something like that, maybe Norn's Annex would be even better. But guys, that's going to be it for this Oathbreaker Deck Tech. If you guys have any videos you'd like to see in the future, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'm doing my best to get through them. You guys are absolutely killing it on the comments of every video. But guys, as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because what else you gonna do? I'll catch you guys later.